I have a meeting scheduled with somebody, an expert, next week where I'm just going to sit down for an hour. This person has very rich and robust history and stories to share. And I set this up saying, I just want to understand how you approach this one specific topic. All of the mental processing that you do, let's try to suss that out. Let's tease it out. Let's document this for the sake of somebody else. The things that you would tell them if they came to you and asked you questions, I'm just going to sit and interview you on Zoom. I don't know if we're going to wind up with short videos. That's one topic. It's self-contained. If it's going to be a series of things, maybe the result is some sort of checklist or something. So it's not a video at all. It's something that we can just say, hey, at this point, or if you're having this type of meeting, cover these 5 things, ask these 5 questions. I'm not quite sure yet what the result will be, but I think we're open to both. It could be freestanding or little chunks that you can string together. So like this is part 1, part 2, part 3, et cetera.
It seems like what I think you're hinting at is kind of a platform shift in that when you went from having live courses that were recorded to like Zoom courses recorded, like the format didn't really change that much. It was more the technology and the ability to reach more people, where in this moment, it sounds like instead of an incremental upgrade, this is like kind of a rethink of the way that you're delivering the technical learning to folks. Am I sussing that correctly?
I think so.
Yeah. And I mean, for the time being, is it a combination of the two? And are we producing shorts and putting them on our Beehive site? But we're also doing the live sessions for the longer, more complicated, deeper dives into things. So time will tell, I guess.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I've always tried to keep in mind is we have to be nimble, not only to the people who are coming into the program, but the better ways of doing things to what we're teaching type of thing. Nobody wants to hear the same 16 things every year.
No.
So making sure that we are always staying out on the edge of what they need, and making sure that the style of learning is fitting the group that we're trying to teach.
And I think there's always going to be a place for the longer format stuff, because that's where you can have the discussion. That's where Dan or others with a lot of experience can share some real stories that I think are super impactful. If we go back to that door hardware, because I sent us down this rabbit hole the other day. I was like, this seems like a problem that can be solved. Why are we still having an issue with this? And he showed a picture that was from a presentation where he shows this at the end of the presentation. And it's the most complicated door I've ever seen. There's conduits running to it. There's buttons all over the place. It looks like it's going to send you to outer space. And he's talking about all of the questions that you have to ask, like what happens when you open it? Does it notify someone? When you swipe a key card, does it also turn on the lights? Does it like notify somebody in security? Like all of these things that somebody may or may not think about when they're just throwing in a door. It's got the swing direction. They're going based off of a code. You know, it needs to have these things, but they haven't asked these other additional
Not all
questions.
doors are created equal.
Exactly.